Welcome back to the channel. This is WIP Reviews, which stands for Work in Progress. We are two works in progress.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Dennis.
And we're two best friends who love reacting to music, film, entertainment, anything pop culture. And today we are ranking Traitors across US, UK, and Australia.
If you don't know where to start, we're here to guide you. We've watched all three for you guys, so you know in advance what you should start with and maybe what you should stop with. Minor spoilers ahead with trailers. We're going to try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible and maybe even give you a ranking at the end, so tune in. First up, Traitors UK.
Do you still think I'm a traitor, yes or no?
We all think everyone's traitors, mate.
Nothing happens in this castle without a twist.
Hounds,
dog eat dog, and I'm starving.
but hidden amongst them, three traitors who want to steal it all.
No!
Let the mind games begin.
We love Claudia. She's an amazing host. She's really fun. She interacts with the players.
She starts a bit standoffish, but then little by little you can tell she gets really invested and she starts like applauding and giving them hints. It's amazing. She's the best host.
She's almost like the mother hen of the group, but like she's still this like strict mom because she has to follow these rules, but all the players just form a bond with her and she just loves to care about them. And it's funny because she knows who the traitors are, so she wants the traitors to do well, but she also really wants the faithfuls to catch them. So it's an interesting dynamic that she shares with the players. The traitors here are sneaky and really smart. They're very cunning. There are some faithfuls who really have gut feelings, and they just know, and their gut feelings could be right or wrong.
There are reveals that are shocking, confessions that really don't make sense sometimes. There are characters who say something over and over again and really believe it. If you want a Traitors that's a bit more cozy than the others, this one's probably the coziest.
And it's interesting because it's a game about like backstabbing people, but this one is really about the relationships that they've formed together. So it's really interesting to see how they navigate the friendships that they've made, and so how sometimes that can be their downfall.
Now let's watch Traitors USA.
Their goal? Win $250,000. But hidden amongst them are three traitors.
Exciting, isn't it?
I'm telling you, either banish me or murder me. I'm done.
Close the coffins.
I wouldn't pick that outfit, so I don't think I trust your judgment completely.
Let's talk about that.
And you thought the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was bad.
So the Traitors USA has a different host, obviously. It's Alan Cumming, and he's a different type of host. He is very standoffish. He doesn't really interact as much with them. It's more like a monologue and then leaves. There isn't that interaction. There isn't that almost like a familiar bond between the host and the people.
He's also playing a role. He's playing like the castle host. This is his game. This is where people live in his house. It's definitely different from the other ones, but I almost liked hearing what he would say because he is an actor, so he would ad-lib these lines, I'm assuming. And they were just so funny and smart, and it seemed like the players really liked to hear what he also had to say. Even though there wasn't this bond, it was just a funny role that he would put on, this conniving, evil, Scottish castle owner.
Because they're reality stars in this one, it's a bit different. So the regular people have preconceived notions of the celebrities, and some of the celebrities knew each other already. So you can tell that some of them don't like each other already because they met at a party or something, and they are very vocal about their dislike of one another. This one is very reality show. It's very like, there's more cursing, there's more aggression, there's more fighting. It doesn't feel like after they leave a certain space that they're back to like, okay, now we love each other again. It's more like, ew, I still hate you. So it feels very cold, this one. If you want to watch a reality show and like just hate on people.
Yeah, you love the backstabbing,
Right.
You love the drama, you love the making fun of others. This is the show that you should pick.
It's the, I can't believe she said that. Last up is Traitors Australia.
If you feel my hand on your shoulder, you are a traitor.
Got a secret, can you keep it? Swear this
Criminal lawyer.
Forensic crime scene investigator. I'm a clairvoyant.
I'm just a bloke from the coast.
I'm not here to make friends.
Let the games begin.
Anyone caught the Pretty Little Liars theme song?
Amazing.
Okay.
Very good song for this. It's a grower, this show.
The beginning, you're a little like, what is happening? And then by the end of it, you're at the edge of your seat, maybe crying, horrified, feeling so many emotions. But hey, that's part of the game. The host here is not standoffish, but he also doesn't interact as much. He's kind of somewhere in between the UK and US one. He's not as standoffish as the US one, but he's not as like familial and like playful with them, but he still does. He's a lot closer to the UK version than to the US version.
Yeah. The Traitors aren't as good at being so sneaky and conniving. They're more just kind of hiding in the shadows. But the Faithfuls here are really good. They know every little thing that the Traitors are doing. And right away, you just know that they already can figure out who the Traitors are. And in this show, as you saw, there's a psychic medium. So that's a really interesting twist. And I'm super glad they had someone like that. I think that was a really good move for the show.
Now, we can compare and contrast the three and tell you what the best one is.
And the worst one.
So, in terms of hosts, we do believe the UK one is supreme. Claudia is she just makes it overall better. She adds this atmosphere of kind of care for one another that the other two hosts don't do. The Australian one does a little bit. He does add a little bit of that feeling, but definitely not in the US version. The US is like, it's deadly, cutthroat. You can tell the atmosphere of the shows by, in the UK one, when like someone got murdered, she would like take the portrait and give it to one of the traitors who like really loved them, and there was like care even with like just the person's picture. In the US one, he would take the portrait and throw it on the floor.
But in the Australian version, Roger, he's again like right in the middle. He's kind of warm, but you can tell he also wants to put on this game, but he's not like the castle host in this mysterious place. He's more like a
007. He
yeah,
like flies
he's like
in
James
when he
Bond.
needs to.
Yeah, he's like this suave kind of figure that they look up to because he has the answers, you know, but he won't share them with you. But like he's still your friend. That makes sense. In terms of hosts, I'd say our favorite was the UK one.
In terms of gameplay, we believe that the best Traitors were in the UK version. The best Faithfuls were in the Australian version, and neither were good in the US version. The Traitors and the Faithfuls were not very good. There is like some Traitors that are like exceptional in the US version that you're like, wow, they're like, that's a good game. Like that's kind of like how you'd want to play it. But when you compare it to the UK and Australia version, it just doesn't stand up.
And I think if the US Traitors were in the Australian version, I think that the Faithfuls would get them out very soon, very quickly. It's just the Faithfuls in the Australian one were so good. It was really interesting to see after watching the UK one. Again, the UK one was based really on relationships. Like they're fostering like friendships here and they want to work as a team, while in the other ones it's really not as apparent in terms of like trying to get the Traitors out working as a team. I think the Australian one really thrived there.
In the US version, the Faithfuls seem to not really think too much. It almost felt it's very disorganized. It's very personal attacks. It's a lot of anger. Like when you're watching it, you're not thinking like, oh, but you know, after this they're going to be okay. No, they're cursing each other out. Even when they leave the banishment room, they're still really angry at each other. The UK and the US version were made by the same people, and I believe the US version was filmed first. So there's very similar things that happen in both. All the challenges are basically the same except for one. Overall, the UK ones were a bit more interesting. It seems like the US ones, they didn't emphasize too much on the missions. They were more interested in the drama that happened on the missions. Now, which one should you watch? Are you looking for a stable show that's good at the beginning and good at the end and kind of is like good all the way through? That's the UK show. It's comfy. You root for the characters.
You root for everybody. You root for the Traitors and the Faithfuls.
Right, and you're just impressed overall, and it's just like, it's great fun. There's drama too. There's great missions. It's just an overall good show. If you want a show that starts but goes to like an amazing height, and you're like really rooting for all the characters, but you're not sure if you like them sometimes, and it's like a roller coaster, but it's still comfy, but there's still fun missions. That's the Australian one. If you're just into drama and you don't really care too much about the community that they build, and you just want to see like people attack each other, but like still it's like an entertaining show, it's the US one.
I think if you're gonna watch them, the best one first, because you're gonna get hooked, which is the UK one. And then I would watch the US one, because I'd want to end it on watching the Australian one. Because that one, the ending is so incredible that I'd want to finish out that being the last thing that I've seen.
But the Australian one has a great finish, so if you really want to end up on top, that's the show to finish with. If you've already watched the show, let us know what you think. Let us know who you liked. Let us know your interpretation of what's best, what's worst, what you should watch first, what you should watch last.
Make sure to check us out on Traitors Season 2.
Casting directors, if you're watching, we want to be on the Traitors. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time we post a new video. Also, follow us on Instagram and TikTok for exclusive reactions and behind-the-scenes content.
Make sure to leave a comment down below, because we'll like and read your comments always.
Thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.